I love the 2025 running back class. It's jacked with talent, and we're getting a lot of possibilities from these running backs up and down the draft board, up and down from the first round to UDFA status. One running back that everybody's heavily interested in that could jump to the first round, and a lot of people are projecting that as TreVeyon Henderson from Ohio State. Big time running back prospect who's got a lot of goods to his game. We're going to analyze his prospect profile. We're going to be looking at from the high school days all the way up till now. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button because we're doing this with all the running backs, wide receivers, and we're really nailing down the 2025 NFL draft class for Dynasty Fantasy Football. Click that button, stop missing out. But we're starting with the high school days. The high school recruiting portfolio was looking very good for TreVeyon Henderson. 5-star running back coming out of high school, the #1 running back in the class. 24/7 Sports had him ranked 11th overall among all prospects, 23rd in their composite rankings, and we go to Ohio State. Back then, we were listed at 5'11", 195 pounds, so we had good size to our frame, and everybody wanted this kid. He received 39 offers, which is elite among all prospects at all positions. Usually when you're pushing 40 offers or more and you're at 39, that means college football wanted you. Everybody wanted you. Everybody was fighting for you. The big programs, the small programs, Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, a lot of big schools. We land at Ohio State, which is a program, obviously, with a lot of promise. And now we're a Buckeye. So when we grade out what we saw from TreVeyon Henderson, we're looking at a player here coming out of high school with a lot of promise, and that's what the scouts said, especially over at 24/7 Sports. They had him compared to Christian McCaffrey, and that's multiple different analysts. His speed, his burst, his vision, the ability to cut back, catch the ball, the backfield, pretty much everything we saw at the high school level. We have a good 100-meter time. We got speed to burn, and we saw that at the college level. This is a guy, when you turn on the huddle clips, you see a remarkable running back prospect. We covered him back then, covering his high school clips, saying, hey, this is a big-time recruit. This is a big-time prospect, because it was easy to see, and it came on early at Ohio State. We rushed for 270 yards against Tulsa, 152 yards against Penn State, 102 was hung on Maryland. We finished the season over 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, 27 balls caught, 312 yards. This is a running back that looked like he was going to be a stud and drafted early after 3 years of college football and be heavily dominant. That is what we saw as a freshman, a 5-star that hit the field early at Ohio State and was very productive. We go into the next season, injuries occur, injuries happen, it shuts us down. We did show up and make some big plays against Wisconsin, 121 yards. Against Michigan State, 118 yards. 91 yards against Notre Dame. Big-time programs, tough programs, we're turning and burning. And then we get into 2023, still more injuries, but still we're looking good and we're ramping up from the previous year as well. 162 against Wisconsin, 146 against Minnesota. We hung another 100 yards on Notre Dame. Just productive, 19 balls caught. This is a running back prospect that just came to play. Very explosive with the ball in his hands. When he's on the field and healthy, he is good to go. We get a full season out of him in 2024. We did not hit 100 yards rushing in any of those games, but we're also sharing the backfield with Quinshon Judkins. The narrative here is we got one of the top running backs in college football coming to Ohio State. How would TreVeyon Henderson fare? We finished the season with a lot of people liking TreVeyon Henderson more than Quinshon Judkins. That is a narrative that did play out and is happening right now amongst the draft community. When we look at this, a very productive running back who was key in big moments, 94 rushing yards against Oregon, 87 against Oregon again, 85 against Purdue, 80 against Tennessee. In the big moments, he shows up. That is what we're seeing from him. 27 balls caught, 284 yards. He can handle. He showed that when you're looking at the advanced metrics. But we had a big-time running back prospect come over, so big that Ryan Day had to have a talk with TreVeyon Henderson whether or not to bring him on. He said it was cool, and we finished the year. It's kind of like a Rocky IV moment against the Russian where everybody started cheering on TreVeyon Henderson. That is what I got from the 2024 season. We saw a guy that's very explosive, that when healthy, can take over. Imagine what these stats would look like if it was his backfield. But we're going to the NFL with a little bit less tread on our tires, and we proved our worth. That is a big thing, and you're looking at the game logs here for the receiving game as well. 75 receiving yards against Texas, 54 against Tennessee, 43 against Purdue. We're nasty in the open field. We're nasty catching the ball downfield or in the flat. We can make guys miss. This was a big season for TreVeyon Henderson. We finished our career 4 years at Ohio State, 3,700 rushing yards, 42 touchdowns, 77 balls caught, 853 yards, 6 receiving touchdowns, yards after contact per attempt, 4.43 yards after contact per attempt in 2024. But during his freshman season, 4.31, 3.89 on his career. This guy can make you miss, and when he makes you miss, he scores big by eating chunk yardage, eating chunk plays alive in the open field. 32 rushing attempts of 10-plus yards. This year, mind you, he was splitting the backfield damn near 50-50 with Quinshon Judkins. So if it was his backfield, maybe that'd be like 60 to 70. Maybe we'd be looking at that. But still, big-time prospect. Even in 2023, 3.68 yards after contact per attempt. We're making guys miss. We're looking good on the field. And when it comes to the share of the carries out of the backfield, 43.26% as a freshman. This year, 26.97%. Dead nuts even almost with Quinshon Judkins. That's looking good as well. And then in his junior season, 36.19%. We can own a large percentage of the work out of the backfield. So when you're drafting this guy, you know you got a running back that can hold it down for a good clip. That can definitely do that, that has that potential. As a freshman, he owned 53.24% share of the rushing yards out of the backfield, 51% as a junior. This year, almost 40% sharing the rock with Quinshon Judkins. But he makes his money in the passing game. He's electric in the passing game, and every year he posted over 10 yards after the catch per reception. 10.9 on his career, 10.2 this year, 11.1 in 2023, but 11.7 as a freshman. He's nasty in space. Yards per route ran, we're above 1 every year, but 1.14 on his career. That's with him getting the ball in the backfield sometimes on those quick passes. But we're looking good, and we got a good ADOT. An ADOT above 0 in 2024, saying that we're running routes downfield. If you never watched him and you're just looking at numbers, everything's checking out in the passing game here for TreVeyon Henderson. That 1.7 ADOT and that 1.5 ADOT in 2023 says he runs routes downfield. He's not getting his targets behind the line of scrimmage. He's running routes downfield, getting that opportunity. He's got speed to burn. We see that. He saw 30 targets this year with him sharing the backfield, 23 the year prior, 29 as a freshman. Target share-wise, you have to understand Ohio State will have 100 to 150 more pass attempts compared to other teams. 6.9% this year, and he's sharing the backfield with Quinshon Judkins. 6.1% in 2023 and 6.1% as a freshman. We're looking good in the passing game. We have a lot of upside and juice in there, and that's what we like about him. The one thing that you can harp on is the injury history. The injury history is something that could come back up during his NFL career. That is something that could happen because those are pre-existing conditions, and that could happen with any running back. It's the running back position, but it is there. That might be part of his prospect profile or what we could see happen once we're a few years into his NFL career. They might get banged up a bit. However, his strengths, his vision in the open field, he's very elusive. He's very assertive. He's twitched up with the speed. He's patient, though, and he's got a good approach to the line of scrimmage with good vision. He's got that big play speed, but his willingness to pass block, his willingness just to explode in the guy while he's blocking, just put his body in there. That is something that scouts are going to like, and that's going to get him drafted high. On top of his chops in the passing game, he can catch the ball downfield behind the line of scrimmage. You give him space, either with him seeing green in the open field or him getting that short target in the flat, and you got a little space between him and the DB or linebacker, it might be over with. it might be over with. That's what we're looking at with TreVeyon Henderson. Drafters who are mock drafting right now has him as a second-round pick, pushing to a third-round pick. They really don't know what to do with him. There are rumors that he could jump into the first round. That makes sense because this is a tremendous prospect. He's been a tremendous prospect through high school up until now. There has been a little bit of worrisome when the injuries occurred, but that's just natural. But we're coming back. The stock's rocking up. And he's a guy, I believe, can be impactful for all 32 teams in the National Football League. I think everybody has a market for him due to his role in the passing game, how explosive he is. Even if you got a stud running back, adding him to the mix and getting a few touches a game to start his career is good for your NFL team. You could definitely see him paired with a good running back, and then eventually when contracts happen, become the main running back. That could potentially happen. When you look at comparisons for TreVeyon Henderson, the Christian McCaffrey comp from earlier, from when he was in high school, makes sense due to his ability to maneuver around the line of scrimmage, catch the ball in the backfield, be electric. DeAndre Swift comes to mind too, and it has been stated in my comment section before, but DeAndre Swift, injury history, explosive, good at catching the ball in the backfield. I'm thinking back to the Georgia days. I'm thinking of all the good moments at Detroit. I'm not thinking about the down moments due to the injuries. But again, a mixture. Maybe if Christian McCaffrey and DeAndre Swift had a baby, maybe you get TreVeyon Henderson. Maybe you get a TreVeyon Henderson in the cradle there. That would make sense. When I think about dynasty fantasy football value, it's up there. It could go to the moon in the right landing spot. If he's paired with a quarterback that checks it down, it could go to the moon because he's a running back that can really be explosive in the open field. And if he's getting check down after check down, getting those opportunities to really prove himself in his speed and his elusiveness, it could be over. On top of that, I see him getting drafted early. I feel like he's a fit for all 32 teams in the National Football League one way or another. There's opportunity costs when there's other positions, so other teams may not pull the trigger, but he's a fit with damn near every team out there due to his passing chops, his pass blocking chops, his ability to approach the line of scrimmage, be patient, find the hole, and explode right through it. I look at TreVeyon Henderson as a guy with a lot of upside. Easy first-round pick in dynasty rookie drafts. I don't see him falling in the draft. He's not going to fall in the draft unless he gets hurt somehow between now and draft day. It's not going to happen. He's not falling in the draft. This is a very good prospect. Second round's more likely. You're going to see buzz for the first round. And if he goes in the first round, it's to a great landing spot. Now, he might be a luxury pick that you may have to wait a little bit. Like, say if he goes to a spot like that and there's an incumbent running back there that has all the workload. But again, we also see an injury history there. And him getting a smaller workload is still okay for him because he's rather impactful in the passing game and on one touch, kind of like a Keaton Mitchell style, but different, more nuanced, more sound, can really deliver the fantasy results that you're looking for, and also will allow him to have more wear on the tires when it comes deeper into his career, when it comes to contract time for that 5th year. When you're looking at TreVeyon Henderson, though, I'm looking at a guy that's going to get drafted in the top 50, that's going to be up there in rookie drafts, first-round pick for sure, might be the RB2, and some people have him ranked as the RB2, and I think that's fine. I got him in tier A in my rankings. In the tier rankings that I posted like a week and a half ago. I'll do another tier rankings here soon on these running backs. He's not moving. He's not going to move. I am up there on TreVeyon Henderson. Where do you have TreVeyon Henderson at in these running back rankings? That's what I want to hear about. Make sure to let me know in the comments below. Please hit that subscribe button on the way out because I got more coming at you. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.